Kick Out Crew. James L. Corai. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosie. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devyn Dowling. The Kick Out Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 51 of your show. That's right, the Kick Out Crew. I am James L. Corai. I want to welcome you to this episode. I want to thank you for all the love from last week's episode. I want to thank Stunt Marshall for staying on forever and, rocking out with the crew. I hope you enjoyed the dirt that he had to drop on that one. But, I want to welcome you to this episode. That's enough of me blabbing. As you can see, we got a guest. So I'm going to kick it over to Brad. So, Brad, take it away.
So as you can see, once again, we have another face on the screen. I want to introduce you to one half of the country, gentlemen. One half of the I screwed it up. NWA US Tag Team Champions, Mr. AJ Cazana.
That's me. That's me. How we doing, boys? We doing okay?
Oh, yeah,
thank you so much for being here. We're really excited.
I appreciate you guys having me. I saw Silas had a lot of fun, and I just couldn't let him get in on it without trying.
Well, he's a piece of work for sure.
Oh, dude, you don't even know the half of it.
We were very pleasantly surprised to learn one half of it.
He's a hoot and a holler, man. He was we were on the same flight today, and he didn't stop. He's him all the time, so it's always a good time.
So if you don't mind, we're gonna ask you a few questions. We do have a match we're gonna watch today. You ready?
Let's
we're gonna fire
buddy.
away. All right. So we can't have a guy like you on without talking about 100 of years of lineage on the show. So it was your great grandfather, it's your father, and it's you. Tell me about what your great grandfather started almost 100 years ago.
So we're actually, this is year 90. So we're working on 100, but this is year 90. He came over as a wee little Greek man. I say Greek boy, I guess he's the child. But he started wrestling. He got picked up at a gym. He's a bodybuilder, one of those old school. I don't know if you got any pictures of him floating around. If you need them, I can send them over. But he looked good. He is a leaner bodybuilding kind of guy, and he I can't remember what champion it was. My dad would be able to tell you. But he got seen, and somebody said, "Hey, you ever thought about wrestling?" He said, "I don't even know what that is. You talking Olympic style wrestling?" And they no, professional wrestling. He got into it, and I guess he fell in love with it because it paid their bills up until he sold to Ron Fuller. But he got into wrestling in 1933. Got into promoting, and don't quote me on this, boys. Early 60s, I want to say. I've lost that date in the back of my head. And then he got out of it probably, I think like 1974, something like that. He sold to Fuller in conjunction with Vince Sr. or something along those lines. But he wrestled and promoted Knoxville, the greater Knoxville area out there. Put 3,000 to 5,000 butts in seats at the Chilhowie Park Amphitheater in Knoxville, Tennessee, every Wednesday night. TVs were on Saturdays; those were sold out. Actually, they were free, but they were packed to the gill. Man, he wrote the book on East Tennessee wrestling. That's for sure. He was the godfather of East Tennessee wrestling. Everything ran through him. And of course, he set up the path for me and Dad to be super successful and have a good run at it. So Dad started in '86, and then met Mom, and then they had me, and then I started a couple years ago. 3 years
No, that's
ago.
another question I have. You're 32 years old, correct?
No, hell no. I'm 30. I'll be
Okay,
30
you're 30
in May.
years
I'm a little
old.
old, but I ain't 32. Don't put that evil on me.
I'm 47, so 32 sounds real good from over here. But my question is, what took you so long to get into the business from coming from such a long line of it?
Oh shoot, man. My dad didn't want me to do it. He had no interest in me doing it. I didn't really have any interest in doing it. I wanted to play football. Boy, that was the dumbest thing I ever thought about doing. But I did try it out. It fell flat, and then had a spot. I don't know if you guys saw. I played at the University of Tennessee. I had to run through the Powerrr tee in front of 100,000 people. It's the most exhilarating experience of my life. Goosebumps, hair standing up all over your body. The closest thing I got to it was stepping in a wrestling ring for the first time at my dad's retirement match. His first one, I guess, technically. He had a couple of them after that because you always got one more in you, boys.
Hey, it's wrestling.
Yeah, there's always one more. But man, he asked me to do it, and I said, sure, why not? So I did it, caught the bug, and it took a little bit until JPWA got its feet established. And I know they were pumping out classes, and I finally got wind of them. And then, man, I just dove in head first, brother. It was game over from there. But it never registered in my head to get into it. You know what I mean? Like, I was coaching football at the time. I was working out. I was powerlifting, and man, just dude, it bit me like a freaking bug, and I ain't quit since.
So you made a little bit of a home here in NWA. Now, what other organizations?
I mean, hell, I'd like to think so. You know, it's
you bringing your hardware with you.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, if you didn't pay attention to the video version, you should. Both show.
For the fans at home, what other organizations have you been a part of?
I've been a part of AML in North Carolina, of course, Joe Cazana Promotions in Tennessee. Imperial is in Bristol, SPCW is in La Follette, both of those in Tennessee. That's kind of my little home loop there, a little 3-shot home loop. Pile Driver Pro is another one that he sprinkles in every once in a while. Man, I've been all over the country. North, south, east, and west. Been out to Michigan. Been in St. Louis, was with World League Wrestling. You know, Leland Race, Harley School out there. Trying to remember where we were in Florida, but I can't for the life of me. You know, I've been with Impact a couple times, not wrestling. I actually got started there in merchandising. So that was a lot of fun. Most recently, Pro Wrestling Holland out in the Netherlands. That was my first European wrestling experience. That was a hoot.
So I know you got NWA 312 coming up here tomorrow as we record this. Now we want to, kayfabe, and we know it already happens by the time this airs. But you are headed to Australia soon, aren't you?
I am not going to be tagging on. Unfortunately, man. I wasn't selected. You know, I didn't see it fit to defend the United States titles in a third world country like Australia.
Third world.
I can see that completely. I can understand that.
They don't really understand freedom, and they don't understand democracy and the Democratic Republic. And I didn't want to desecrate these here good titles by traveling over to Australia and letting these titles breathe that air.
It's a prisoner colony.
Hey, and you have to sanitize the shit out of stuff when you go to Australia. So, who knows what they would have done to those belts? We got to clean your belt. And the next thing you know, it's like Brasso or some shit.
Let's get this. I didn't know Silas was this smart, and I completely forgot about it. But, apparently the Earth is split into 2 hemispheres, and we are in the northern hemisphere, and they're in the southern hemisphere. So apparently in the southern hemisphere, when it's warm here, it's winter there, typically summer, winter. And we got spring, so they're currently in the fall, and it's getting colder. And I don't want no part of that. I'm ready for summer weather, boys.
Amen.
I'm ready for that heat. I'm ready to walk around in my short shorts, my cutoffs.
Speaking of short shorts, how has it been being out on the road with Silas?
It's terrible. It's a nightmare. The dude's shorts keep getting shorter and shorter, and I can't do it. I try to get him to get out of the women's section at the Dick's Sporting Goods, but he won't do it. He came into training the other day. I don't know if you guys caught that last TikTok that I think JPWA put out. Silas is wearing the shortest pink shorts I've ever seen in my entire life. And
oh boy,
he's getting leaner and leaner, and he knows it.
Yeah,
he's not afraid to show off.
Yeah, the match we watched back with him, he had a few pounds on him, and now he's. I saw him on the other day on Twitter. He's cut up, huh?
Yeah, I tell him. Well, I tell him every single time I see him that I miss the fat Silas. Fat Silas was a lot of fun. The skinny Silas is a lot of fun too, but fat Silas just had a little extra, a little extra that he says that dog in him. So I'm sure you guys heard that a million times.
He said a lot of stuff,
Oh, yeah.
man. He said a lot of stuff
He's a
that
hoot, man.
he had us going. He had us rolling for sure. So
He's all over the place.
you've learned obviously from your dad, and I guess you from your grandfather, great grandfather, I mean. But who other veterans in the NWA locker room have you learned from?
Well, I mean, the two that come to mind always are that Trevor Murdoch and Aaron Stevens. I know Silas mentioned those, and I think they both particularly like our style of wrestling and the style of bodies that we have. We're big Southern burly men, and Simon Diamond, Mr. Pat Kenny, has given me a lot of good information. A lot of good stuff comes from, and I'll have to put him over here real quick, but Chris Silvio, Yuma, Booma Yuma. And there's a lot of unsung heroes in the locker room that have been around for 20 something years, 15 to 20 years that, they weren't with the Fed, but they've got great ideas and great knowledge about the business, and they can help you get from point A to point B as creatively and uniquely as possible. I know those are the same thing, but they both sound real smart. But here's the big one, and I'm going to say it. And I don't mind putting Silas over. I'll put him over all the time. But Silas has probably been the biggest help out of everybody. And of course, now we're fortunate enough to be on the same roster together here. And but before I got into wrestling, I was a big Mason Dixon line fan anyway. I love Silas, I love Devyn, and I got to know them as friends and even tag team partners. We tag every once in a while together, and he's helped me the most, honestly, out of everybody. Him and Dr. Tom, of course. Can't speak highly enough of both of them, especially Doc. But no, the two big names would be Aaron and Trevor, and then of course Silvio and Yuma, all those sprinkled in throughout. Man, there's a ton of knowledge. That's what I love about this locker room, man. There's tons of knowledge just floating around. If you're willing to listen, they're willing to teach because they want to better the business. That's what we're about, is making it better than leaving it better than we found it. And they're big on that, and I appreciate that above all else.
What kind of relationship do you have with Dr. Tom right now?
Not as close as Silas. I know that much, but me and Doc are pretty close. I love Dr. Tom to death. I would take a bullet for him, and I'd shoot somebody for him for sure. Man, he's not afraid to be brutally honest with me, and I appreciate that because that's how I was coached, is how I was raised. I like being told the truth. One of his favorite quotes, one of my favorite quotes is, I butcher it every time, but it's basically something along the lines of like, good players want to be told they're great. Great players want to be told the truth. And I like to fall into that second category. Also, like, I don't want anybody just blowing smoke up my rear end. Right. That does us no good. Be honest with me. Tell me how you feel. If I'm doing terrible, tell me. And he's not afraid to tell me. But he's also hearing stories from him over the years, man. Like, you can learn as much from those stories, and you can learn as much from things that he doesn't say as what he says, if that makes any sense.
So speaking of Dr. Tom again, we are fans of Dr. Tom. We used to listen to some of his Q&As and everything on ad-free shows and whatnot. So, but I have a friend of ours named Josh Fields that has a question for you about Dr. Tom, and I think it's a hard question. So if you don't want to answer, you just say next. But he said, ask him about the moment, your moment, AJ, pronouns, right? His training really sunk in and his instincts took over. Every wrestler has a moment like that where it really clicked for them. So he's saying at the school, when the moment it sunk in, you're just like, I got it.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It really didn't. Like it was a basic 12-week program, right? He's got a nice structure for the basics and fundamentals, and that's what he preaches on and harps on, and he beats it into your head until it's muscle memory. Really, man, it clicks every once in a while. Like I'm barely 3 years into this stuff, and it clicks every once in a while to where, like, oh, okay, now it's sunk in and I'm ready to go. And there's been moments in matches where I've had to, be the veteran. or take control or lead, or if we get lost or whatever, like, I just take over. And that's happened a couple times. I'm very fortunate to work with pretty good group of guys and gals that I don't have to, be that guy. And I don't like being that guy. I'd rather, again, I'm very green, very new to this. And I always defer. I was raised this way. I always defer to my vets. Whatever they tell me to do, it's they know better than I do, because I don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's really not even, there's not been an aha moment yet. But I know being around him and the guys in this locker room, and I'm very fortunate to be around guys like George South. I don't know if you guys know George. Yeah. And lots of great crafty veterans like that I can call at any moment and ask them for advice. And watching them wrestle also helps me get into my shtick and get to that aha moment. Man, it's not really. I've not had it that we're like, oh, there have been moments where it's been like he says something and you don't quite know what it means, and then 2 weeks later you're like, that's what he meant. And it's all coming together slowly but surely. But there's been a couple times, I can't pinpoint exactly when, but more recently, probably like Always Ready last June, probably around then is when there was some times where it was like, oh, aha, here's all cylinders are firing. I get what Dr. Tom means. But we're getting to it. I'm getting there. Again, 3 years is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Hell, Joe Alonzo's about to go wrestle for the world junior heavyweight title out here. And he's been around, I think, 10 years. And he's only 26. So I know I got a late start, and I know I'm behind, and I'm trying to accelerate myself to get to where I need to be.
Speaking of Joe Alonzo, our good friend of the show that's on the show, Devyn, who couldn't be here this evening because he's at Woodstock right now, wants to know, who do you got tomorrow? Do you got Alonzo, or do you got that Kerry Morton fella?
Kerry finds a way to get out of predicaments. I'll give him that. Joe Alonzo's made this personal. I may bite myself in the butt. Also, us generational kids, we all kind of have chips on our shoulders when it comes to other generational kids, because I think we all want to be the best. And I know me and Kerry have had our moments and had our differences. And we've crossed paths a couple times, and a couple times we've had some scuffles, some words exchanged. It's like, dude, and he's crafty. He's fairly new to this stuff too. He's crafty. He's got his dad, and he's got a lot of knowledge. But Joe Alonzo's ridden down the path a couple times of darkness and of what's the word I'm looking for? Darkness and hardships might be a good word. And he's put in work that we as generational kids may get to skip every once in a while. I know Kerry skipped a few life lessons just based off, what his dad was able to accomplish in this business. So I got, long story short, I got Joe. Because he's made it personal.
Now you've said it, though. You're a generational wrestler. So we got to ask, because it just happened. I don't know if you're a huge fan of the WWE, but we had two generational wrestlers in the main event. We had Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. What did you think of the result of that?
I mean, I love wrestling. I love every bit of WrestleMania that happened, with the exception of a couple matches. That match, Cody Rhodes is what got me back into wrestling. Realistically, back into watching it. I got away from it, and when it wasn't cool, and then I got back into watching it because I saw this guy, kid. We're about the same age, I'm assuming. I don't even know how old he is, but I saw this guy. He was. His dad, we don't have the same story. His dad was the freaking American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. His dad was top of the world, whatever. But I saw myself in him because my dad was a generational guy. My dad was in the business, and I saw myself as a Cody Rhodes type character, as a Cody Rhodes type figure, with the same thought process and the same feelings, because my dad was gone a lot when I was little. And I know there's You know, I got one brother now that's 21, or he'll be 21 here in a couple of days, but I love Cody. And Roman's doing some of the best work he's ever done. And those matches that they're putting on, and the bloodline solo is fantastic. I mean, I enjoyed it. Outcomes are outcomes. I could care less.
Right.
I know the show goes on, and I know that no matter what, there's going to be a good payoff in the end on something. They're getting $1 million paychecks to go perform in front of 160,000 people. They're okay.
Yeah, they're going to be
Win or
just
lose.
What do you think about them getting sold to Endeavor?
I think it'll be good for both companies. I think the UFC, the biggest fights in history have always been the trash talkers. Conor McGregor, Chael Sonnen, those guys. Ronda used to run her mouth every once in a while. And those, they take elements of professional wrestling anyway and put them into their stories and their they do promos. That's all Conor McGregor does is promos.
Fuck, Anderson Silva used to wave at a dude in the ring,
Yeah, like those guys take elements of professional wrestling, and professional wrestlers now are all getting into all that, martial arts and whatnot, and the mixed martial arts and the jiu-jitsus and the judos and that stuff. And I think it's great. I think it's going to be a great merger. I mean, they just turned to two companies. They just doubled their worth. Endeavor just doubled whatever, UFC was worth $20 billion. If my math is correct, the WWE is valued at like 18 or 19 billion. So I think they did all right for themselves. I think we'll see. I don't think a lot changes except for just the name on the paycheck. Really, Triple H is doing too good right now with his creative to go away from it. And they're building stars, and they've got made men and women, and then they're building freaking legendary, once in a lifetime stars, multiple of them at the same time. So I think it's a good thing for them all around. I think they're going to keep doing what they do.
I think it helps. I would say it validates, I guess would be a good way to say it. Like wrestling, because now that WWE's partnered with that and they're in like the stratosphere now, I think it gives respect to wrestling, because people may have been, oh, ha ha ha, laughed it off. Now it's a major fucking player. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's big time shit. Dude,
I use this all the time, and especially now when Vince started buying up everything. And this is just my opinion, of course. When he started buying up everything, territory started shutting down and stuff. Like, years go by, NWA initially gets out of here, the AWA, World Class, all those guys go bye-bye. Jim Crockett sells, WCW sells. Man, like, if you see wrestling, and this is what sucks, if you see wrestling on a billboard, on a poster, on anything, and it's not the WWE, then people assume the worst. So the WWE's always been the upper echelon of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, this sell takes them into the stratosphere with just the validity. You're right, 100% right. It validates that they're doing something good. It validates that their global outreach is head and shoulders above anybody else right now. And we're all trying to catch up. The NWA is doing a great job of that, going international with 2 shows now. Very fortunate, again, blessed to be owned by William Patrick Corgan, who's the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, as you know. And he's got tours coming up, and the NWA is going with them, and he's doing what he can, and we're doing what we can to keep elevating it until we can compete on a global scale. It's all in 5 years, the NWA will be head and shoulders above everybody, with the exception of maybe WWE. And that's just because they've got 20 plus years in this thing and billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So getting back to the NWA, like you said there, I have to call you out on something.
Let's do it.
All right. You said you kicked out of the Thrill Ride.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you said you're the only one.
The only one.
Okay. Well, that's bullshit. Because I just watched, enough said, Kratos kicked out of it.
I don't think so. I don't think that happened. Kratos kicked out at like 2.999. I kicked out at 1. So,
I'm watching it this week. I'm watching it because you guys reran it on NWA Powerrr. I'm like, well, wait a minute. This was yesterday.
I don't think Kratos. I think that's CGI.
They doctored the footage. that Star Wars shit, you know?
I don't even remember that match happening. I think that's all a part of the Illuminati. I think they put that together, CGI. Deep fakes are a thing, boys.
Hey, AI's taking over, man. That shit's scary.
Dude, I was just showing Anthony. He was just in here. I had a guy send me like 3 different AI art-generated pictures of me as a giant next to the Eiffel Tower. And like, I'm a big dude, but I ain't as big as the Eiffel Tower. But no, I think that's a CGI deep fake.
Well, the thing is, Thrillbilly told me no one ever kicked out of it. Then I got you telling me you kicked out of it. Then I literally saw someone kick out of it.
Brad, you fucking destroying the gimmick here, man. What the fuck?
I'll be fair with you. I don't know if I've ever actually taken it. Maybe once.
It looks pretty amazing, but
if you get a chance, there is a match between me and one Thrillbilly in New Orleans, Louisiana, for Wildcat Championship Wrestling. I think I took it there, but I'm not sure that he pinned me.
Boom.
So, kicked out of the throw route, same thing.
Hey, man, when life gets you down, you kick out at 2. You know what I'm saying?
I kick out at 1.
Boom.
There you go.
I like that one.
Before we get into the match, Adam's going to cue that up here in a minute. I want to ask you one more question, and we'll get into the match, if that's all right.
All righty.
Your 2023 goal was to defend the U.S. Tag Championships in every single continental state. How many have you accomplished so far?
I think I'm sitting. This will be number 4.
Okay.
So I'm a little slower than I like to be. But we've got, pending what if we retain from here on out. I know we've got a few different states lined up over the next few months. So I think, let's see, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Illinois. Well, we've got some tentative dates for actually I'll be in Utah next week. So that'll be number 5.
What's the bullshit of you guys not coming to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia?
You send me a promoter and I'll.
I'm just saying.
You send me promoters and I will come up there.
I would love for you guys to come to the old ECW arena.
I know there's one promoter. I've been to the ECW arena.
Yeah, me too.
With Impact, but I'm trying. I will defend these titles against anybody, anywhere, at any point in time. Any stipulations, doesn't matter. I want these titles in 48 states by the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to have you guys in PA.
No, I mean it's I know we're like, it's hard. I get it. It's hard to get 2 dudes. He lives in Texas. I live in Tennessee. It's hard to get 2 dudes that are basically across the country from each other to the same spot. But we're willing to work with promoters and we're willing to do whatever we need to do to get these beautiful, beautiful titles in front of public eye. This is the most incredible title I've ever seen in my entire life, with the exception of old Sharp. This one's pretty good. Like, this is double plated.
That's what I'm saying, man. That looks nicer right here than it does on fucking TV.
You can see the texture, the crocodilian texture. That's a good word. You guys can use that.
Oh, yeah.
Of the plates. And then you've got the texture on the leather. And this leather, it's not just cheap leather. This is high quality leather. It's 7 plates. I can wrap it around my body twice. Look at this. It's gorgeous. It's got the nice little nameplates on it for us. Little country gentleman. It's hard to believe that nobody would want these on their show. So
hey, that eagle though, man.
And I know we got a summer tour coming up with the NWA and Smashing Pumpkins that I would assume, being in the great country that is the United States, that we would be along with them for the ride to get to defend these titles everywhere.
Great.
I would assume that. On top of that, I've been calling out FTR at every freaking turn, and nobody will sack up. I don't know if it's Cash or it's Dax or whichever one it is, or if it's just Tony Khan scared to let his little baby boys come wrestle us. I want Dax Harwood.
You heard it here. You heard it here,
right?
folks.
Also, here, let's call out some more people. I'm in Matt Taven's text messages right now trying to get a match with him and Mike Bennett, but they're scared too, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Kingdom's going
I know they're
down.
scared, definitely. They're definitely scared.
No, if I don't get to wrestle them, at least at the Crockett Cup, I'm going to be pissed. Is all I'm saying. I'm just, I'm just saying, guys.
I'd say Maria's more man than them. Boom.
We've got
Hey.
we've got titles to put on the line now. I'm big. Anthony's big. We're beefy men. We like to fight. I just want matches. And everybody's scared or something. Nobody wants to bring us into, because I guess their top tag teams aren't top guy enough.
How long have you known Anthony?
But yeah, you guys send me promoters and I will send messages and packages and anything I can to get into any state in this country. Even though I hate Alabama, I would go to Alabama.
I'm going to ask my question now.
Good.
All right,
it's
Adam.
probably dumb anyway. Just kidding. That was really me. I apologize. I ain't that.
I was just curious how long you and Anthony have known each other.
We met in Oak Grove, Kentucky. We crossed paths for the first time. No, see, I've been with the NWA now. God, it's almost a year, 2 years. I don't know. It's a year and a few months. So it's about 15, 16 months. We crossed paths for the first time. Got linked up, and then the whole cousin thing and whatnot. Did a little searching on the family tree, and my dad was out, running the territories and stuff. So
Enough said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Adam's going to go ahead and get this match started. Adam, you queued up there?
Nah, the share screen's not disabled.
Yeah, that would be my bad.
My goodness.
Oh yeah, we're working through it, AJ. We're working through it.
Professional
I
podcast, man. We're
appreciate
top
that.
100, man. You're in good company.
You guys are doing great. I've seen your
Thanks.
stuff. I see what you put out there.
You are
So here
good
we
at
are.
screaming bullshit. I like that.
The Fixers versus the Country Gentlemen.
You
Oh, boy.
asshole.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, James. James is going to go ahead and introduce everything.
Yeah, and then we
Yes,
can
sir.
get going. Oh, so now I guess it's time for the first match, huh? All right, let's get to it. And that first match is the Country Gentlemen. Let's say them first. Fuck that screen. Versus the Fixers. It's the NWA United States Tag Team Title match. It was from NWA Powerrr number 101, which we all know, Powerrr Live. It was
That's
taped
right.
on. Oh, wait a second. That's right. It was live from January 31st, 2023, in the Knoxville Convention Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. It had a match length about 6.5 minutes, a little more. And, I give this a 5-star rating, but that's just me because I said it. Fuck it.
You're full of crap.
Hey,
Trying
the
to butter
finish
me
is
like a
good. I'll
biscuit.
put it
I
that
know what
way.
you're doing.
But, I don't want to spoil the match, so let's just go ahead and get it started.
Oh, what am I-
3,
We should do a
Two.
countdown, yeah.
2, 1, play.
Thanks, Adam.
Hey, I got a question for you about this because I'm more of the I like the match type stuff. But so
I'm just the bullshit.
like when you whatever. When you walk in here, third generation wrestler, I was assuming you got your people in the crowd, you know what I mean? And you're carrying all that, the third generation, it's Tennessee, all that stuff. Like, what did that mean? Like right here, I'm assuming you knew the outcome. So what did that mean? Like, oh yeah, this is my shit,
Well, it was nerve-wracking. Because it is my people, and it's my crowd, it's my hometown, and I've got Silas's people who also know me, and because they are all in the back, you can see them very clearly, and it was there's a lot of pressure, a lot of nerves going into it, but I just go, like, I just know I got to get my work done. That's it. I go to work. I don't think twice about it. I just go do what I got to do. Man, I've lost some weight since then. I look great.
You said the same thing that Thrillbilly said.
Well, this is what, in January, and it's
It's
what,
not that long ago, right?
April now, brother. I came back from Europe 2 weeks over there eating like an idiot and still lost 2 pounds. My shoulders are way bigger now.
So when I look at you out there, even though you think you're a little beefy. When I think of the NWA, I think of you. Is there someone that you're modeling yourself after, like a wrestler from old NWA?
Yeah, it's my body type goal is more like Steve Williams, Dr. Death.
Perfect.
I mean, that's not out of the question. You know, I got a little extra pudge around the love handles and the belly area. But I mean, I think I'm bigger than Steve was at that time.
So I have football background, and technique and all that. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. So that's my body style is what I'm going after. A little leaner, still thick. I mean, dude, I'm still 285 pounds right now.
Hey, that's something for them to hang on to.
Yeah.
But these fixers are some big boys.
Oh, Legursky's every bit of 400 pounds, man.
Yeah, the 4 pieces of beef in there, huh?
Oh yeah. And this ring, here's the kicker. We broke it. We broke it, or it was broken right before us. I can't remember exactly which one. But that corner that we shot him in was broken.
Is that an 18 by 18 ring?
Yes, sir. That's my dad's ring.
Well, I thought.
That's why I didn't feel bad about breaking it. By the end of the night, we had broken that whole backside.
Now, do you feel the difference between an 18 by 18 and a 20 by 20 ring when you're in it? Can you feel the I know it's only 2 foot, but there's a big difference when you're in the ring.
Yeah, only if you're doing like drills or anything. That's about it.
So who's the referee here too? Do you know his name?
That is Scott. I can't remember. Don't tell Scott I can't remember his last name. That's Scott.
Is your favorite referee Jared Fritz?
That's a hell of a clothesline right there.
Yeah, Jared's probably one. Yeah, Jared's my favorite referee. Don't tell him.
He's been on the show.
He's great. He was just in here. We were, he's a licensed massage therapist, and he's showing me some stretches and stuff to loosen up like my hamstrings and my hips. Been experiencing some tight hips lately, boys. So we're getting.
Hey, shout out Ref Fit.
Shout out Ref Fit.
So you're taking some punishment in this match for sure.
Brother, you don't even know the half of it, man.
Oh, you're right about that.
Like those, Jay Bradley's got some of the toughest forearms I've ever felt in my entire life. And then Legursky's just big, man. And I don't get manhandled often at all.
That has to be a different dynamic for you, being such a big guy, to actually be able to be manhandled like that. Like, what kind of frame of mind did you have to go in for that? I
knew I had to get a little crafty, a little creative, instead of just relying on my power. Like, I'd venture to say I'm probably stronger than both these guys. I ain't gonna tell you I will tell you I'm the strongest man in the world. Silas says he's the biggest man, but my arms are bigger. My shoulders are broader. My chest is more thick. He's just got like 6 inches on me. Not even that. He's got 2 inches on me in height. But no, man, you just have to get creative. I knew I was going to have to be creative in this match. They just own me, man. I was just trying to punch, create some space. Here's me getting choked by Legursky, and he's about to kill me.
This is just old school
murder
out of each other, man.
What about that right there? That's
a
lot.
Murder. In the first degree, he premeditated that murder. That's 360 pounds. You heard Joe Galley say it there.
Oh no, he says 460 pounds, I believe, and that was before catering.
Yeah. He's just standing on my sternum and my throat, dude. Oh yeah, and that one was for Roll Tide.
Yeah, the first one was said it's for your ugly mother. Second one was this is for your ugly something. I didn't hear it. And then grabs the mic, Roll Tide.
Probably my dad.
Yeah, what a son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? In your place too.
He does that. He got to make himself feel better.
I don't know about these. I don't know about these outfits for the fixers here.
Well, they're the most un-American Americans I've ever met in my entire life.
I mean, they got some nice hair.
Yeah, you mean none?
Yeah, by the way, that was another thing with Thrill Billy. He mentioned how bald I was at least 4 times.
Well, you're pretty bald head there.
Yeah, it's no doubt. I worked on
nice and round.
It's so goddamn tough. Gotta go bald.
See, this is why you don't have hair. Because they pull it.
Why are you the only one wrestling? Like, where's it? Where's
Hot
it? Anthony?
tag, man. The hot tag.
Hot
There he
tag,
is.
daddy dang. You
There
ain't
it
even
is.
watch it.
Well, I am. Just felt like you were in there a long ass time.
Nice knee.
It's whipping up on me, man. They know. You in tag team wrestling, your goal is to cut that ring in half, and they did a great job of cutting that ring in half.
Well, because it was broke.
Yeah.
See, here you are. You're already back in there. You're tired.
We were ready to take it. We were ready to hit them with our finish.
Ah,
There's a certain what's up?
Shoulders, shoulders to the ring post.
Yeah, that tends to be a go-to for most people on me.
there it is.
The 3 count.
There it is, boys.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what I really like about that. It's like it felt like it kind of came out of nowhere, and I like that because I was surprised at the moment.
I learned that move from George South.
New champions with a new tag title belt.
Yes, sir.
And here came the biggest rib in the entire world. We've got 8,000-pound title belts. They gave us the heaviest belts in NWA history, I'm pretty sure.
My favorite part of this whole thing is coming up right here. You hug. Boom! Just fall back over. Oh,
Well,
man.
see, what sucks is they didn't get it on camera. I fell to powder out because my mom's over here.
Because it's just cool.
I
Like,
went to
y'all
go share a
hugging.
moment with my mom.
Ooh. I got you. I thought it was awesome looking. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
I got my ass beat for 6 minutes there.
Did.
Right?
You literally did.
Well, I had a couple
460,
shots
that's
off
before
on 'em.
catering.
Hell, I didn't even eat catering. I can't eat before matches, guys. I get nervous and throw it up.
Right?
I would imagine. I
Well,
wouldn't
he-
know. I'm as big as Ronaldo. What's his name?
No, you ain't as big as Ronaldo's the biggest man in the world. It's Ronaldo. He's great, dude. I love him too. Y'all need to have him on.
I've been trying to
we're
get
good.
him on because I see him at New South Wrestling, and I'll try my best to get a hold of him, but I can't ever catch him at the right time.
I watched
Why?
that
'Cause
match
he's
the other
little and
day.
wiry? He just runs away. I
I
said
watched
it.
him with Aaron Stevens the other
Can't
day.
wait to have him on the show. I would love to have him on the show.
He's making a name for himself too, boys.
Yeah,
He's doing
he's
a great
doing real good. He's great at New South, and
We
it
watched
seems like
back.
he's always in a good spot at New South.
We watched back his match against Kenzie Page
Yeah.
for the championship. That was really something else. He was, as James said, James was rooting against him over there. Let's just say that.
100%. He looks like a jackass. He looks like a heel, so I'll boo him. I'll pay money. I'd pay money to see you whip his ass.
Well,
Straight
hey,
up.
there's
That's
a match
my.
out there of
Where's
me
the
whipping
promoter
his
at?
ass.
Book that shit tomorrow.
There's a match of me whipping his ass. Have you not seen it?
It's about to make my favorites.
It's me and Anthony versus him and Rush. Spectaculars.
That's
One
he
iteration of a spectacular.
Yeah.
But-
I'm good. I'm glad you beat him. I'm glad. I'll have to check that
Oh,
out.
dude, Anthony threw him. I don't know what the what post to post is diagonally across the ring, but Anthony threw him from one post to the other off the top turnbuckle.
That's so great.
It was fantastic.
Probably
then
sent
I
that
kicked
bow
him
tie
square in the
flying
face
into
with
the
a boot.
crowd.
I was
Dude,
dying the other night watching
I
him and
grill
Aaron
press
Stevens.
him right into the crowd.
That was a very creative match the other night with him and Aaron Stevens. Though I was dying. There was just so many clever spots for sure.
Aaron Stevens is a genius.
Well, we know that he made something out of what was it, Mizdow?
Mhm. What is it? Regal
Sure
said
it
that
is.
William Regal said that Aaron Stevens is the one that got away.
Oh man, I agree.
I think I've heard that a couple times.
I like him and Road Scholars too.
What was
Oh,
always
yeah.
really special about him too was he came out with that arrogance of like a pompous kind of guy, but then he got in the ring and he beat the living snot out of you.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Tyler Breeze. Like he comes in with this kind of flamboyant gimmick, but then he goes in there and just destroys you. You know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I don't know if you guys know exactly how big Aaron Stevens is, but he's 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's leaned out a lot lately. And he looks great, but he's been bigger, but he's every bit of 6'5", and he got to be 250, 260, man. He's solid. We have to have the biggest roster in professional wrestling from top to bottom. And
I think the mixing pot of y'all's roster is amazing. Like, there's so many people that like have, there's a lot of, like you were saying earlier, there's just so much knowledge there, and everybody's been through a whole lot of different walks of life, but they've been like at big stages, and they can always pass that down to everybody. And I think that's what's really cool about the NWA locker room is that there's so much like knowledge and talent there.
And the thing is, like, here especially, man, there's no telling who's going to be in that locker room. Like, you guys that are, I know they're AEW starting to scoop some people up to like exclusive contracts and everything, and WWE, of course, is exclusive. But I mean, there's been times where we've had the Kingdom, the Briscoes, Dr. Tom, Austin Idol, James Mitchell's in the locker room all the time. Davey Boy Smith Jr., good old Doug Williams, like Nick Aldis, Mickey James, man, like we can name all these WWE Hall of Famers, ex-Fed guys and everything, but the amount of knowledge, again, that comes through there, like our Rebellion is our World Tag Team Champions.
Bubba Ray, Bully Ray.
Bully Ray, yeah. Hell, I forgot him that either.
I'm a huge Bully Ray fan.
That's why I think that cell, the WWE merger or whatever cell, whatever you want to call it, I really think it's going to help elevate like everyone. I really do. Because I think it's going to bring more awareness to it. And then people may want to be aware of it and be like, that's not my shit. But they'll check out all the other stuff. And I think that's going to like, it'll be a slow burn, obviously. But I think here in, probably a year or two, you'll really see the smaller companies, quote, unquote, really start to thrive also. I think that's going to happen.
I'm going to throw this out there because I said this when COVID started happening. Like, and they shut down everything, and they were in the Thunderdome. There was no crowd. I said once, and Roman Reigns ran away with this real early. When they started letting people back in, I started telling people this old Memphis style wrestling, the interacting with the crowd, the engaging sections of the crowd, and putting on, again, psychology, entertaining matches. Like I said, this stuff's gonna come back. And Roman's the first true person that I've really seen at a higher level, at the top, like the pinnacle of professional wrestling, that has done that. And man, like, I think with what we have here with the NWA, I think our niche is going to grow faster than all the other ones. WWE will always, barring some flubber, Nalger, or whatever you want to call it, barring them screwing the pooch and wrecking the bus, WWE is going to be up here for as long as they want to be. Yeah. That's just the global scale and what they've got built with their archives, with their ownership of all the different territory archives. Global reach, again, is huge. But the NWA style of wrestling is a tried and true style of wrestling that if I'm lucky enough and I'm fortunate enough, I'm going to use these words because it could end for me tomorrow like that. Blake Troop could literally break my femur tomorrow and it'd be over, right? Like Silas Mason, you guys know, brother broke his femur allegedly. He never thought he was coming back. That's a side of the throwability that I got to see firsthand that scared the hell out of me because this guy was invincible in his own mind. And then to see that rationalization that it could all end like that. Like, but the style of wrestling that we do here, I could last another 10, 15 years. Right. And then that's going to come. I don't know, man. I just think our style, like the hard hitting, the old school storytelling, the bodies, like we look like grown damn men when we walk in the ring.
Dude,
there's a few of us here that are children. Look like our junior heavyweight division. They're all smaller, sure. There's a few of those bad boys that look like Colby Carino is one of them. Look like a grown man walking in the ring, even at 135 or 155 pounds, whatever he weighed. But our heavyweight division is full of grown ass men who would slap around any of these jabronis that are at any other company, with the exception of your top guys. Roman Reigns for being one of them, Brock Lesnar, of course, Strowman, those guys. Like, but it's just our style of wrestling. I think the NWA style of wrestling is going to take over. Like, as long as we keep trending upwards like we have been, 5 to 10 years, that little plan, I don't know how long Corgan's got. I'm sure I assume this is his project for the remainder of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I'd assume within 5 to 10, he's still working on this 10 years later. If we're not the number 2 behind the WWE, as long as they don't wreck the bus, if we're not number 2, I'll be surprised.
And I met Colby Carino.
What about Colby?
Guy.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah, great guy. I mean, he's a damn good wrestler and such a great guy.
Next time I see him, but he's a great guy. I owe him one, and he knows that. I love him though to death, but it's no, man, I was getting off on a tangent. I was getting on a good one too.
Thanks a lot, Adam.
They're going to be number 2 in his life project. NWA is going to be number 2 behind WWE.
Well, the crowds, bro.
I was going somewhere with that, but I can't remember. I'll get back to it. It's one of the things I always say. We'll get back to it.
But I like what you were saying about the crowds and because that's what, after a while, it did get stale. And I do think that the COVID thing really did, with no crowd, it made me as a fan, it made me want to be in the crowd more because I missed that crowd atmosphere of it. Because, I think wrestling, obviously it's the talent, of course, but it's that crowd too, baby. Like, y'all conduct the crowd big time, so to be a fan and be back there, I do want to be a little more interactive. I want to cheer more. I want to boo more, like all that stuff.
COVID opened up eyes for, I think, a lot of wrestling fans that you could see the high-flying stuff, fast-paced movements, sitting at home. I sit at the comfort. I could sit in the comfort of this here hotel suite that we've got and watch stuff where they're not going to interact with the fans on TV in the comfort of my own home without going out and doing it, spending the money. It's free, cable, whatever. I watch YouTube, right? But you go to these shows to escape reality. You go to have a good time. You go to engage with people, and you go to engage with wrestlers in particular. You go to cheer the ones you love, and you boo the ones you hate. And
you're right.
I don't know, man. I think the NWA is going to be something to reckon with here in about 5 to 10 years. I think we're the number 2 brand now, but I know that Tony Khan's got a lot more money into this than the NWA does. And I know he's got an unlimited amount of money basically, but he'll get to it, and hopefully they start getting better. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Heard that. As a fan,
no more snap feet, legs, anything. Like, safety's the number 1 concern, man. You don't want to break I don't want to break anything. If I break somebody else's something, sure, whatever, it's on them. But it's a safety thing. And dude, Dante Martin, that poor kid, because he's younger than I am, he may never be the same. Yeah. He won't ever be the same.
Well, that sucks, man, because he's damn good. I've seen him wrestle a bunch. He's damn good.
Ray Phoenix broke his. But he did to his arm at one time. And it's just for what? How many spots do we need?
I mean, it's about. This is something we picked up from Silas got it from Aaron Stevens, and I've watched it happen. This is about creating moments, man. Moments. People remember that because he broke his leg.
Yeah.
In 10 years, they wouldn't remember the spot if he didn't break his leg. Oh yeah, he gave him a Canadian destroyer. They're not going to remember that it was off a ladder. They're not going to remember that it was onto 14 tables, 50 feet in the air or whatever. No, he gave him a Canadian destroyer through a table. Great.
Very true. That is a very
Silas
good point.
Mason against Kratos down here in Tampa, busted Kratos open and then smeared his blood across his face and chest, licked his hand. That's something that people will be talking about for the next 10 years. This image of Silas licking his hand, licking the blood off of it. Right. But it created a moment, and people are always going to remember that.
True.
But
Polo Del Mar looking at him doing that was such a classic moment, man.
I almost threw up when I watched it. But
I'm like, what are we doing?
he's not psycho.
Well, listen, we know you got a big night ahead of you with Thrill Billy. So before you leave, you want to tell us? I know it's already passed now, but just tell us again what you're doing tomorrow and everything you're doing coming up, and your socials and everything. How everybody can find you.
Man, NWA 312 tomorrow, April 7th. April 7th, I think it'll be tomorrow. Of course, this will be out way after. We got the Savages me and Anthony against Chris Silvio managed Jax Dane and one Bulletproof Troop. Tag match for United States titles here, and then we're defending. If we retain, we're defending in Utah the next week. And Joe Cazana Promotions has a show on May 19th in Harriman, Tennessee. It's called Harriman Heat. That's a big one because I do take a little more pride in that one and a little more managerial role in helping pop out with that. Of course, at my normal SPCW, April 22nd, I'm in Imperial in Bristol. I'm all over the place. But you can find me on social medias, AJ Caz1 on Instagram, AJ Cazana on TikTok and Twitter, and then AJ Cazana on Facebook. It's all probably. Oh yeah, I got that Facebook, one of them there pages that you can go like, and I don't have to message you back when you message me.
Yeah, you go.
So the idea is that we have our own fight account on or our own fight account. We're gonna get the pay-per-view for tomorrow night, and I think the idea is we're gonna cover it in an upcoming episode. We'd love to have you back sometime for sure.
Absolutely, man. Anytime, y'all. I've enjoyed this. I know it's a lot of fun, and when I remember what I was going to say, I'll say it. I'll record it and send it to you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's really all Adam's fault, and Devyn too, that you didn't meet.
It's usually just me burying people, so I don't know. It's usually just me talking smack about something or another that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just me getting on my soapbox. No, it's probably for the best.
I do have to ask, man, where can you get the merch, dude? That's a sweet ass shirt.
Yeah, you can buy these sweet t-shirts at angrylemonade.net. You can get Silas Mason t-shirts. You can get AJ Cazana t-shirts, Big Strong Mims t-shirts, Devyn Dixon, the dangerous Devyn Dixon. He's got some t-shirts on. He got a lot of good stuff on there, man. We got some hats coming out. We'll try to do some PBR inspired trucker hats.
Sweet.
That'll have my Bullhead Ranch logo on it.
I like that.
Hell far. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Oh hell.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can still talk amongst ourselves.
Look at this stuff, y'all. Don't judge me for how I pack my stuff inside out.
You're not going to get any
judgment. Okay, I'll roll on my shit and put it in the bag.
We're in Chicago, Illinois. You'd think these sell off the rack.
Badass.
That is badass. I love it.
I got the black one in here, but I was trying to get him to do some different colors, but red on red there. Like, come on, man.
I bet that does do well. I mean, I know this is going to be post, but
I'm gonna cut the sleeves off of it and wear it everywhere tomorrow. So
hell yeah.
I hope it sells.
For those of you that aren't watching, please watch the video version of this. That is, you want to see that is a great shirt for sure.
If you don't watch the video version of this, you're a loser.
Hey, amen, brother. Amen.
So, we're all too pretty to not be seen.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm glad somebody noticed it finally.
Well, again, AJ, thanks so much. Say hi to Thrillbilly for us, and you go out and tie one on. All right.
We're gonna go get some foods or something.
Didn't you already do that?
Yeah, but I'm hungry again. Dude, we went to this place called Lou Minotti's.
I got it. I get it.
They have crustless pizza. They use a beef. It's either beef or sausage base. It's pretty solid.
It's not a bad idea.
Deep dish. Yeah, I hate deep dish pizza though. Don't tell these people here in Chicago.
We'll keep it a secret from our thousands of listeners.
Hey, when we've been to Chicago a couple times for some wrestling stuff. They always say thin crust is Chicago style, and they're selling everybody bullshit with this deep dish. The pizza place, I went to 2 pizza places. They told me the same thing. Chicago style is thin crust. They're feeding y'all full of shit with this deep dish.
What the hell?
And we also heard Detroit pizza is actually Little Caesars. That's just what we heard.
I love Little Caesars.
Hot and ready, baby. What you talking?
Hot and ready, $6. Gets me some get a pizza and some crazy bread.
Crazy bread, yeah.
Yeah, you got the pretzel bread now.
Bread till I get home. That cheesy jalapeno dip hits different too.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
That's enough pizza talk. I'm getting super hungry.
There you go.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming on with us, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Be
that was
safe,
fun,
guys.
man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We'll see you soon. Thanks again. And say hi to Thrillbilly.
Will do, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Have good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
Not a little bit.
Rock that belt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, AJ. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, Devyn missed out on that one, you piece of shit. Boom, I had to say it. Fucking Woodstock asshole over here. Bruh. Oh, me and Eric had to hang out there, bruh. Sorry, I didn't want to shit all over that. That was a great interview, though. That was awesome. That dude,
awesome.
fun. That was a lot of fun.
No.
It was great. Loved every minute of it.
When he said that, escape from life and all that stuff, like in wrestling, and that's the realest shit of all time. That's my biggest thing I convey is it's like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just in that zone. Life's troubles are away, and you're just like, to boo the motherfucker you hate, cheer the motherfucker you love. Like, that's what I love about wrestling. Nothing else matters. I'm here watching this, and it's awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
All right,
Back to you, James.
According to our outline, it's Fred and Stanton, correct?
I forgot to ask him a question
I
from
was about
Allison.
to say, I haven't even looked at the
You
outline.
will wring your neck. Yeah, it's
I mean, I looked at it earlier, but
Well,
I mean,
guess
like,
what it was
during the
about,
episode,
Adam?
what?
Hair.
His hair. Yeah,
Oh, I
Red
guess-
Stanton's next. If you want to go ahead and go, Brad.
Oh, thanks, Adam.
Y'all
What do
are
you think?
always just pushing me out, man. Every damn day.
You said you didn't
Every
have the
fucking
outline. I just happen
episode.
to have the outline here with me.
Oh yeah,
All right, so
I got two monitors.
Let me just get into it. All
Oh,
right,
you're
so
so
Rant Stanton has a
shoving me
story that you guys know somewhat about, but I got to tell it anyway. Let's talk about my WrestleMania story from this weekend. So I know it's well over now. It's 12 days, whatever. You got to hear what happened. So I'm leaving work at actually the right time, 5 o'clock on a Saturday. 5 o'clock on a Saturday. Yes, we close at 5. Does Brad ever get out at 5? Hell no, Brad doesn't get out at 5 because Brad's finance, and finance is always last. But Brad gets out at 5. And guess what else? My wife and daughter and son are not going to be home. My son is staying at someone's house. My wife and daughter are not going to be home until after midnight. So Brad is going to be home by himself watching WrestleMania in all his
Zooming
glory.
with James. Zooming with James.
Zooming with James for sure. So I get home and it is a beautiful night. It is 70 degrees, which is, very nice. Not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud. And I should send you guys a picture to prove it. Not a cloud. I'm walking the dog. And I'm hearing about these tornado warnings, but I'm like, there's no way there's going to be a tornado around here because it is beautiful out. So I order food and I I drive to, it's called Miller's Ale House. I drive there to pick it up. And on the way, the clouds are coming. It's sprinkling a little bit. I pick up the food. I come on back. Now we're talking about a matter of 15 minutes total. 15 minutes total. I pull into we call them sections here in Levittown, and it is hailing. It is windy and it is raining, and it feels like I'm in the middle of a tornado. Now, I've never lied about how old I am. I'm 47. I've been through a lot of storms in my life. I promise you this. I've never driven through one like this, and I was nervous. I almost thought I was in the middle of a tornado. I felt like I was in that movie, whatever that tornado movie is.
Twister.
Twister.
I'm on a roll. I got confused. So I feel like I'm actually nervous. So I'm driving through the section, and it is the wind, the hail. It's like, I would say between golf balls and ping pong balls, and it is just pelting the side of my car. And I'm getting blown around. I'm seeing everything else, branches falling around me. So I see it. It's like, looks like lightning through my section. No, it's not lightning. It's everybody's freaking electricity going out, at least on my side. So I pull into the driveway and I'm not getting out right away. There's no way I'm getting out. So I wait about 10 minutes. I go into my pitch black house. Now it's like 7 o'clock. Okay. And it's not pitch black at 7 o'clock normally right now because the clocks have been forwarded. So, we're a little lighter. And it's pitch black. The dogs are losing their shit. They don't like the thunder. They don't like the lightning. So I'm like, oh, fuck. I got no power. I got no internet. I know James is hosting the WrestleMania Zoom. I'm beyond upset for ad-free shows he was doing it. So I call my wife because I don't know what else to do. And she feels somewhat bad for me. And I'm going to put my wife over for a minute. I love my wife, of course, and she is important to me, but I also need her at times. And this was one of those moments where I really needed her because I can't see in the house. I don't even know where anything is. And she's like, well, you can use the converter to connect your phone or charge your phone. I'm like, oh, so I got upstairs and she kind of talks me through this black room. And I get the converter that I use for my microphone here, and I'm able to plug my phone into my laptop, which actually is fully charged. My phone is like at 63%. So then I say, well, I have no internet, but I have data, of course. So I have a hotspot on my phone. So I am running my computer from my phone hotspot while I'm charging my phone to my laptop. Now, this is a lot of power from your phone, and I could see the number going down, 63%, 62%, 61%. It's like beat the clock, okay? So I get WrestleMania on, but I think I just got myself very creative. So creative that I couldn't use my phone, so I actually put it on low power and everything else. And then I taken my dogs out too, because the storm was only 10 minutes long, by the way. The storm was 10 minutes long, and it tore through the neighborhood. But 6 houses down, man, every light in the freaking county, every light in their house is on. They were like Thomas Edison over there. I'm like, what is this? Oh, we have different grids in the neighborhood.
Should have seen if they were watching Mania.
Yeah, it's just so freaking frustrating. So I'm not texting you guys except like on my watch. But I'll say this: I did get to watch it on my laptop in the dark. And I could say in this day and age, it is really something that you can watch something like that without any power and just be able to. I mean, it's just saying something that you're able to do it nowadays.
That is the most elaborate way to say I didn't want to Zoom with James on WrestleMania.
I mean, I wish
you made up this whole storm, blowing out power. It was only 10 minutes. You just knocked it out for 18 hours. I don't know.
It wasn't
James,
18 hours. It
still got to watch it.
On. 1 a.m.
Everybody else had power but me. Gosh darn.
I felt like that. I felt like that. So anyway, that's my WrestleMania story. Night 2, no problem. I still didn't Zoom. Just want to shout
out Bob Water.
Yeah, I just want to shout out WrestleMania Night 2 for doing the all-women's main event with the referee, the ring announcer. Everybody in it was one of the ladies, as you know, the Kickout Crew. Big fan of the ladies. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I can't remember the young lady's name that's the referee, but great. It was a great thing anyway. I had it in my tongue. Only one more rant and stand thing, because this is all right. So I put over my wife. Now I gotta say something dumb that she said. So my one dog downstairs sleeps in a crate, and it's in front of the TV downstairs in the living room. And we usually just keep country music on, just something gentle, because apparently she doesn't like SpongeBob coming on at 6:30 in the morning. We used to have just TNT on or something like that. And at 6 in the morning, SpongeBob would come on and really upset the dog. I'm like, all right, whatever.
So me too, but go ahead.
Fine, let's just keep the country music on. So I accidentally changed the channel to the classic country music instead of the modern country music channel. And my wife told me that our dog Sadie does not like the twang in the classic country channel. I'm like, man, we are really getting particular here. But
so your dog wouldn't like it down here in Alabama, would it?
Just absolutely ridiculous. I like
motherfucker, dude. You're the only Yankee on this episode today, and of course you had to bring this shit up.
Kenny Rogers, still love him. Anyway, that's it for me. Back to you,
Alan's
James.
in the stream. One of my favorites.
Mine too, actually. I love that song.
Yeah, I play it at work. And like, you know, I bitch at work a bunch of stuff on whatever, but like I'll be playing it at work like it's 5 a.m, you know, and everybody's like, "You have a weird music taste," because you know it'll be followed by like porn or some shit, and everybody says a negative at work, and I'll just be like, "Baby, when I met you," there was I'm just like walking through the store.
I love that song. It's great.
There was peace on earth. Oh man. So fuck me, it is my turn. Was that it, Brad?
That's it.
All righty.
Well, what do you got to say, James?
Well, I like you know what's funny how this was titled this, because yeah. So I guess my segment was called The Spirit of Peter Pan. What is Peter Pan known for? Never grown up, I guess. So thanks, Brad. Shout out. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think I am at a point in life where I am 38, but it feels like I am going to be a child like forever, you know, or a kid. He's just a kid, he ain't mature, you know, blah, blah, which is, you know, bullshit. Obviously, I work a full-time job and like, you know, come home, pay rent, pay bills, shit like that. So I guess that would be, you know, non-Peter Panish. But people say in the grand scheme of things, like, oh, you're not married, you don't have kids. Oh, you drink a lot, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the thing, I can. Like, I can. I'm sorry that happened, that you're married and have kids and have responsibilities. I get that. It's not my fault, and I don't hate it. I love my niece and nephew to death. But, you know, Can my sister drink as much, like, or as often? No, obviously, no, she doesn't. I'm just saying, like, and I get it. Like, I get it. Totally get it. But when people do judge, like, you're just not mature. No, fuck you. Like, you have to be mature. That's the difference. I necessarily don't have to. Now, should I be mature? Of course, obviously. You know? Case in point, I tried to do a mature thing the other day, and I got asked to go to dinner the other day, so I figured I would go. And I don't think I'm ever fucking doing that again. You know? Like, well, hey, everything went good and all this stuff, but you know, I got the message a couple days ago. Although you're a nice guy, I'm like, I know where this is going. There was just no chemistry. No chemistry. Not gonna say anything bad about it, because she was cool. Like, she was cool. There's no issue there. And I wasn't heavily invested, obviously, because, you know, I'm a fucking kid, never grown up, I guess. So I wasn't that heavily invested anyway. But it's just like, it was one date. You know, like, what was I supposed to go in there with fucking, you know, the Master Blaster? Like, oh, what's his name?
Master Blaster.
And I'm just like, we no chemistry. Like, I don't know. But hey, to each their own. I think she's looking for a little, like, boom, boom, bam right now. Like, you know, stepdaddy right now. That's what I mean. Like, I think she's looking for, yeah, she's got kid stuff. But I think and maybe my lifestyle is not conducive to that, which I get. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But when people say, like, oh, you need to get a girlfriend, you need to get you need to do this, you need to get a girlfriend and settle down. Why? Like, what I don't know. Because it feels like me personally, I'm only speaking on myself. I don't think I'm ready for the commitment, and I don't think I'm mature enough to do the settling down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Because the more and more I think about it, and especially it was put into live action this week, it's not like something I was. I'm not doing it. I can't do it, and maybe that will be. Oh, you'll just be alone and sad. No, I'm not. You know, I'm not alone. I got you guys and our beautiful fans. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the spirit of Peter Pan. You know, that's what that is. Sometimes I really, honestly, I'm not going to lose my youth. I guess I'm dancing around the statement of it's going to be hard for me to lose my youth, and I don't know, like the whole responsibilities of a lady and all that stuff. Which, hey, I'm not opposed to it. But it's just not part of my life right now. So people are always like, oh, you don't try. You're damn right I don't. I got too much shit going on. I got a job that I may be changing careers. I got a podcast going on. I'm trying to go to as many like live events and shit as I can. So that would be rude of me to try to go to these live events tied down with someone. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know if I'm going to grow up here soon. So this is my never land, and it's working out pretty good the past like couple years, so I'll put it that way. And that is the spirit of Peter Pan.
Don't sell yourself short, James. You'll make a great stepfather.
Neverland.
I'll make an awesome stepfather. I just don't know if I'm well. Okay, boy, never mind. I'm not even going to say that. Hey, shout out. All right, I'm done. And well. Let's tell some jokes now. And what better way to transition than dead flat, right? It can only go up from here.
From serious relationships to funny jokes.
The hottest rising segment in podcast today. You know it. I know it. Let's get to it. It's Waka 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 with Adam.
Right, I only wrote 4 today because I knew we had a guest and I don't want to make it too long. But I do got a question. You know, Forrest Gump. What generation does Forrest Gump belong to? What generation does Forrest Gump belong to? Gen A.
It was right there. Yeah.
Gen A.
That one was good. I like that one a lot.
So what do lawyers say when they say goodbye to you?
Do you?
Pay up.
We'll be suing you.
Oh.
See you later. We'll be suing you. That not as good as the other one.
No, I
Yeah.
get it. Brad just shit on it. Kind of killed the mood. What an ass.
So what does Jeff Bezos do before he goes to bed?
Blah.
He puts his pajamas on.
Ah, I thought that was gonna go totally different
Pajamas
direction.
on. He puts his pajamas on.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Amazon
Because
pajamas
if
on.
I had that much
Oh,
money,
oh,
I'd be doing
okay.
a different thing before I went to bed.
Pajamas on.
I got it. Thanks. 4 times
Pajamas
that-
on.
I
He puts
got
his
it. Amazon.
He puts
I
the
got it.
pajamas on.
Oh,
Pajamas on. All right, so there was a female janitor at my job, and she asked me if I wanted to chill and smoke weed with her. I said, no, thanks. I don't deal with high maintenance women.
I like that
That
one.
was a
Peter
good
Pan,
one.
that's right there. Waka waka waka.
thanks, Adam.
That was
I
a
don't
good
deal
one.
with high maintenance women either because I'm not.
It
high
landed.
maintenance.
It landed.
Okay,
Back to you,
Yeah.
James.
I got one more we can try.
Oh, you said 4.
Fucking
I'm
A,
sorry.
we can. You haven't thrown the you son of a bitch. Right as I was saying it to.
I almost knocked some shit off the wall. All right, Devyn's demographic.
Fuck him.
Oh,
Oh.
here's
You freaking
Devyn's
put us,
demographic.
you put us together. Biggest NWA fan of them all.
For real.
Here's his demographic. He's not here,
Told us
and
to
nobody
watch
knows what his
everything we
demographic
do.
is right now. So
Devyn is the biggest NWA fan on the show for sure. And that asshole is just that hey, see, he's the opposite of like he's getting tied into that marriage and all that stuff. And the next thing coming, I bet you she's married before the wedding happens. Boom, there's my long-term storyline. I bet you she's pregnant way before the wedding happens.
I thought you
And
said
that will
married.
be yeah, I'm the only
He
Peter
said
Pan
married
motherfucker
first,
on
yeah.
here. Like all of y'all
I
are
bet
just,
she's married before the wedding happens.
yeah, that's what I know I said it. But I bet she's pregnant before the wedding happens.
I got
That's
it.
what I meant. Hey, she may be married before the wedding happens. Yeah.
not if Grandma has anything to do with it. She'll
Hey,
come knocking at the door.
right. Knocking
Should take
on
care of that.
Devyn's door.
Knocking
Hi.
on Devyn's door.
Like so many times before. Woo!
That's actually funny as hell.
Well, hey, speaking on unexpected, appearances, I think it's time for the second match, isn't it?
Sure is.
Hell yeah. Now, is this our last match? Well, you'll just have to stay tuned because the match we're covering is Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter.
And
It is from Monday Night Raw,
Ooh.
2013. It took place at the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Had an attendance of 16,173. It had a TV rating of hour 1, 4.49 million. That is 4,490,000. And hour 2, 4.78, which is 4,780,000.
That's insane.
Right? You know what else is insane? It had a match length of 11 minutes and 6 seconds. And that is so how did we get there?
there's no build to this.
It was a night after WrestleMania 29, right?
2013. I don't know.
Professional.
Great job, guys.
You're-
Great job.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Devyn.
Right,
Thanks,
for real. This was Devyn's part of the segment, So Devyn.
All right, so let's just get into it. So we have Rodrigo.
There we go.
Ricardo Rodriguez introduction in Spanish for Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio is actually a baby face here, James.
Weird.
What's up with that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Man,
But
dynamite.
I wasn't
anthem.
watching back then, so I don't really know the active storylines and all that stuff. But maybe I look at it with hindsight because definitely not a baby face now. I'll put it that
Well,
way.
I was watching, and I remember this. It kind of just happened. I think of who he was wrestling, not so much that anything changed. But
well, in the crowd, post WrestleMania crowd, you never know. The heels are faces, faces are heels. You know what I'm saying?
so, Mike, let's pretend like let's look ahead here to what's going to happen, sort of. But why not do what happens later at Mania?
Because it's the Raw after Mania.
But why save it?
Because you have to have a surprise.
Okay.
Give the fans a surprise. There's always, well, besides this year, there's always something that happens, you know, and there's always a big moment.
By the way, I thought the Raw after Mania was extremely underrated and got a lot of heat that it didn't deserve this year. Just saying that out loud. I don't know if they're expecting like an AEW type of moment where we have to introduce 17 new wrestlers, but I don't know if that's what ruined it because I thought it was fine. Anyway, Adam, what is Zeb Coulter, Dutch Mantel, is his real name, of course, add to this?
Honestly, not much. I mean, just because of who he is. Everybody knows his name is not Zeb Coulter. But just him being out there I'm watching it again now. Just him being out there on the ring
For the first time
just means a lot.
So I got a question about that. Do you think they should have just brought him back as Dutch Mantel, or was there? Or is that because WWE has to own everything? So
I think it's a WWE thing. Yeah, I really do.
That's exactly what it is.
Who are the announcers, James?
Like Adam said, you should like. I'm assuming a lot of the crowd was like, "That's Dutch."
Yeah, right.
That's Dirty Dutch.
Yeah.
But James, do you remember who the announcers are this evening?
You know I do. Glad you asked. On commentary, we have Justin Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. We have Michael Cole, and we have Jerry the King Lawler.
So what a great crowd. The crowd is really rowdy for sure. But I'm going to ask you, Mike, are you there? Okay, Mike. Hey, Adam, did you like the Real Americans? I think it was Jack Swagger and who else? Zeb Coulter. And yeah, there it is.
Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro back then. But yeah, I loved Antonio Cesaro.
He is
I guess I got the answer I was looking for there. All right, clothesline to Swagger out of the ring. Del Rio flies out of the ring into Swagger, now on the outside.
Hey, Mike's back. Ask him the question.
I did.
Yeah.
I asked it to Adam. So this match actually happened the night before at WrestleMania, Mike. Why do the rematch at all? Like what? I guess I kind of asked you this already. I just don't understand. What was the point of the WrestleMania match? Why do it at all there?
They had 11 minutes to fill. You know, I don't know.
I just want to look, Mike. I know.
You had to fill 11 minutes. Why not give the fans that didn't watch WrestleMania? Because was there WrestleMania on the network at the time?
No,
not yet.
Network.
I think it was all for the title change.
This was a like a pay-per-view, right, at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
So why not give the fans that didn't order the pay-per-view a preview? You know it's not gonna be as good or as big, but a preview of what happened at WrestleMania.
I mean, let's face it. We have a 2-night WrestleMania now, and we can't even fit the Andre the Giant Battle Royal into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you'll have Bobby Lashley walk out with the trophy, put it down, and then other motherfuckers get introduced behind him. Like, that was weird to me.
At least they introduced him. I kind of appreciated that for a minute.
But he walks out, puts it down, and then the introduction to the next match is going on like as he sets the trophy. It's weird.
No, I know. It was. I mean,
yeah,
it made no sense. Most of
shout out
WrestleMania
to Bobby Lashley though. Should have been on Mania, but at least he got.
Last year, I mean, he was a main eventer, right?
Oh, Adam, that's a good call. Why didn't they just throw that together?
And you know what else about what you just said there, Adam? I really thought they should have brought LA Knight out to face the Miz the second night. And I'm going to tell you why. That LA crowd was hot for him and of course they didn't know that in the Battle Royal that was going to happen. But they could have played on that. And they could have made that happen because that Miz stuff, you could have done anything you wanted on the fly. Anything at all.
Obviously.
Let's just bring back Shane McMahon.
You know?
Yeah. What's that, Adam?
I said, no, let's just bring back Shane McMahon. Let's just do that.
I think that Shane McMahon pop was good. I mean, everything was good, but I think that LA Knight, you might have made him that night.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
I believe so, yeah.
Because you get that whole ramp to walk down, you know, like
the reaction he got,
hey, all that.
Let me talk at you.
the reaction he got during the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was unexpected, but it was great. And you roll the dice, whatever. What do you have to lose? A shitty segment? You know?
True.
Anyway, Swagger
And we seen how that one ended.
yeah, I mean, poor Shane O'Mac.
That sucks, dude, because I was pumped when he came back. and
I
when
was
that
pumped
happened,
too,
was
but
like,
I did not
I was.
expect that. Not expect that at all.
Nah.
So Swagger working Del Rio's legs. He's no nonsense. Today, he's all nonsense, right, James? Swagger? Like he's no nonsense here. Now
I
he's wearing
like
a ring.
this hat.
Yeah, I don't want to put a cap on that, but yeah, it's a little much. He is a big ass dude because I even wrote here like he's such a big ass dude, but it's kind of and shout out to Del Rio selling the leg. He does a good job of that.
Boot to the face by Del Rio. Missed kick into the corner. Swagger ankle lock. Now it was called the Patriot lock here. Del Rio using the ropes for leverage on Swagger. Swagger knocks Del Rio out of the ring. WWE app on the commercial break before the network. I thought that was interesting to see. Just little things like that from the time. Like it reminded me of that whole thing with Bischoff, but it was just like a radio show with they could pay $9. Who the hell wants to listen to it? But you know what? People listen to baseball. People listen to shit. Why would this?
People listen to podcasts.
Go figure. I mean, as AJ said, if you're not watching it, you're a moron. I think he said something to that effect. So suplex by Swagger. We missed Coulter's moment here because they did go to that commercial break. Adam, we have a Scott Armstrong as a ref again. Who's your favorite Armstrong?
I met Bullet Bob personally, and he was probably my favorite. Bullet Bob was amazing. He's the nicest guy you'll ever freaking meet backstage in the locker room. He has all the time in the world for you, and he'll talk to you all day long. To me, he was the best.
Del Rio kick to the face after a flurry, covered by Del Rio, out at 2. Del Rio hobbling along, belly to belly by Swagger, into the Patriot lock, Del Rio to the rope. Crowd chanting, "We want Coulter."
Yep.
Swagger submits to the cross. Then, all right, so this was kind of out of nowhere. All right, so I know I'm missing the moment here, James, but this isn't really the moment. So,
well, I mean, it's a play for the moment.
So Swagger,
the moment was the moment.
So then, Del Rio gets Swagger into the submission, the cross arm breaker, and he submits real quick, and it's over. And you're like, okay.
Should have been foreshadowing right there.
Rodrigo announces the win. It's very, very lackluster. Michael Cole selling that Del Rio can't stand. Now, Doctor's in the ring. They show the replay. A lot of time is going by here. And you're wondering, why? Why are they harping on this nonsense? And then, I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Yeah, they were ape shit when they
ape shit.
Dolph Ziggler to a Stone Cold, to a pop of all pops, comes out.
And here comes AJ.
And he's coming with a purpose with Big E Langston. Make sure, don't forget the Langston on there. And AJ Lee. He has the Money in the Bank contract. He demands to Scott Armstrong that he is cashing it in. Justin Roberts announces Dolph Ziggler is cashing in the Money in the Bank contract. Mike, can you rewatch this moment over and over again?
Oh, I can. Any kind of pop, something like that. I love those things. So yeah, I could.
That briefcase was beat the hell out of too.
Yeah,
they beat the hell out of that briefcase.
He's had that one for a while then, right? That was
it was a
long almost a year.
Yeah.
It was great. James, did you have something you want to add?
I did. Are we talking about another match? This will be our third match, right?
Are you really announcing it?
Well, we have Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship match. It took place April. No, I'm kidding. But yeah.
No, but James, I wanted to ask you, why the huge pop for the heel? He's a heel, James.
The surprise, man. You know the stipulation, I guess. I think the stipulation and he's walking there with a purpose. Like it's just, and the match fell kind of flat. The finish was fast. Like I think it was set up. That last quick match, really no heat. Bam, he gets the arm bar. okay, what the fuck? You know, like everybody's just kind of like, okay, like you said, they go to the replay, they, you know, take time, medics come in, blah, 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 blah. And then when the crowd's like, what the fuck are they doing? Like kind of starting to lose interest, boom, you just, I mean, like you fucking slingshot their ass right back up. And you see the reaction, you know, like, and they do that crowd shot and you see every motherfucker losing their mind. Like, I think that's why they kind of slow played it. Oh, you're losing interest. Oh, I'm about to go take a piss. I'm going to go grab beers. You know, like blah, blah, blah. Boom, they hit that music. It's go time. Like, I like the way they played it up like that.
It is so good. I mean, it's just so freaking good.
It had a match length of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Got that part.
All right. So, Adam, how deserving is Dolph Ziggler of this moment?
100% because he's so underrated. As a matter of fact, he just did an interview with Chris Van Vliet about how he's underrated. I mean, he deserves a whole lot more than what he's getting here lately, especially.
Mike,
you think he deserves a title now?
He deserves something.
At least a title shot, you know, mid-card title or something.
Continental or something.
Well, he did win the NXT championship, which was great too. I really like that.
I like that, yeah.
You know, one thing about Dolph that I see, and I think it kind of hurts him, he's somebody that can put over anybody.
And he can wrestle with anybody.
He can wrestle with anybody. But, like, you know, he can put over, so you can put him in there with a broomstick, and he'll put over that broomstick and make that broomstick look good.
He's a hell of a hand.
And that broomstick get the win.
I've always said, if you have somebody feuding with Dolph, like, it's a legit feud. And Dolph will put them over, and that kind of legitimizes that. Like
he was
skyrocket that broomstick, and that broomstick is going to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania next year.
He's like the modern day Sean Waltman thing. Like that's a good gauge to measure. Like
he was a cheerleader.
Yeah,
and he got out of the cheerleader deal.
Mike, oh, that's true. I actually like that gimmick. I thought that was a good heel gimmick, really, because people hated it though, James. They hated it.
No shit.
But that's what you want.
That's what you want.
We were talking about Aaron Stevens earlier today. People hated that freaking Damien Sandow character. I mean, then they hated those cheerleaders. They did.
Well, but the turn, man, they ruined the turn. The turn could have been something.
But Mike, I'll move on from here. But was this a top 5 Raw moment for you in history?
I would say so.
I would say
especially the WrestleMania or Raw after WrestleMania.
Bullshit, Adam.
Top 10.
Top 10, my ass. Top 5.
I'm saying top 5 Raw after WrestleMania.
Don't hinder gender. Dolph.
It's definitely one of those things that stick out.
Mike, I probably watched it 20 times. Honestly, just on whatever.
Ain't no lie. The first time I just watched the casting because that's what I thought we were doing. So I'm like, hey, this can be easy.
I just wanted to do a little bit of build, but all right. So let's. He attacks. All right, so Dolph attacks the leg, drilling Del Rio, completely destroying him. The famouser by Ziggler, crowd going nuts. Del Rio out at 2.
Boom, even more banana.
Ziggler still on the attack, not letting up, but misses the big splash. Crowd fucking hates it. Del Rio with the kick. Oh no, booze everywhere. Covered by Del Rio. Kick out by Dolph. Freaking crowd goes nuts. But then the cross arm breaker by Del Rio. I mean, Adam,
is Ziggler going to tap?
He's about to tap.
Did you think they were going to fuck this up? Did anybody think they were going to screw this up?
Yeah, I thought he's tapping. I thought he was
tapping. I thought he was tapping. I thought he was going to be one of the first ones.
The first time. I'm telling you, man. I don't know. Was he going to blow this? But then Ziggler wrenching the back leg of Del Rio. Zigzag by Ziggler. Cover. 2, 3. Freaking new champion. And Dolph Ziggler is celebrating in the ring with Big E Langston and AJ Lee like he's a baby face. He is not a heel in this moment. He is a baby face, and the crowd is freaking crazy for it. It is a top 5 moment, Adam.
Awesome.
And at least on this night, he's a baby face.
Hey, well, remember Seth was a heel when he cashed in too.
That was tremendous too.
It does a babyface pop when you cash it in. and you can probably go right back to heel after that.
Dude, again, I've watched it 30 times. I'm telling you, I love that moment. But this is what the Money in the Bank is all about. And again, Michael Cole putting him over again, doing his job, and the crowd made this happen. The night after WrestleMania crowd, you should never blow these moments because this crowd is always alive, no matter where you're at. This is when you do shit like this. Great moment, great time. I love this moment. I love this match, guys. Glad we got to do it this week at least.
Don't brag about having 160,000 motherfuckers in 2 days and shit the bed on Monday. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't think it was that bad, but it wasn't this. I will say that. It was not this. Anyway, back to you, James. I love the match, man. But we did have one listener question.
Do it.
Yeah.
God, I got to find it. So
Nice.
we did have a listener question, and I didn't understand the other part of it. But Mike Bober, friend of the show, Mike Bober. How bad?
Shout out to being on, Dick.
Did WWE drop the ball with Dolph at this time, and why do you think that is? I thought he got hurt.
Wasn't watching.
Adam,
Was not
Well,
watching.
they put him with Vicky right after this.
Who?
Vicky Guerrero.
No, he was with her already before this. She was with him for the whole Money in the Bank.
Oh, I thought the Vicky Guerrero deal was after this.
I'm going to tell you right now, Vicky elevated him.
Yes.
Believe it or not, Vicky elevated him because it really brought the heat. Because she's heat. She was heat.
You know, I think you know what happened. I know exactly what happened.
Oh.
Around this time, it's when Nikki Bella left him for John Cena, and John Cena came up to the top. He had to go somewhere.
Just like Stone Cold did to Jeff Jarrett.
There you go. I'm gonna be thinking about it. Kind of in that time range, so.
And like Adam said, shout out to AJ.
Roll Tide.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
CM Punk got her, so you know where was he going?
Oh, Philly Phil. You know the best way to pack out Wembley?
I would not be surprised at all.
Philly Phil and FTR versus the Elite would probably pack out. That's heat, brother. That's how you sell 90,000 tickets.
Or you get our boy AJ Cazana and the Country Gentleman out there to face FTR.
Boom! U.S. titles, FTR the AEW titles in London. What's up?
I like it.
Yeah.
Freaking AJ is freaking cool as shit.
How are they going to fill 90,000 seats though? But that's
But they never been there. That's how. I don't know. TK might buy a few of them himself.
Dude, the minute they announced it, I was like, I would love to go to that.
And freaking Adam Cole comes in like, oh, okay.
But isn't the week after All Out? So it's All In London, then All Out Chicago?
Yeah, that sounds close.
Or like a month apart.
All Out?
Did they
I think they're
announce
like a
the
month
date yet?
apart.
Yeah,
No, it's
I think they were
August,
doing
right?
All
They're
Out.
in there in August, right? London in August. So
It's
then All
August.
Out's in Chicago, Labor Day
September,
weekend.
usually
like-
Labor Day weekend. It's usually Labor Day
And the
weekend.
Forbidden Doors in July.
No,
Are they
it's
doing All Out?
June
Yeah.
because
Indoors in June.
it's while we're in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Because Shivani's going to be like, hey guys, see ya.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm taking Jim Ross with me. I'm taking Jeff Jarrett with me.
He
Gonna
ain't
take,
taking JR. JR ain't going to go.
No,
Travel.
I got you. Oh, anyway,
He said on his podcast that he wasn't going because of the travel.
perfect. Well, James, and guys, I love the match. I enjoyed talking about it, and I hope I didn't do you wrong there, James.
No, you did good on that one.
I really practiced.
Well, because wrestling's about the emotion, like, so you got to convey the emotion to our
know what it
listeners,
is.
You know what I mean? Like,
Some of these
You know-
matches we do, I
you know
don't
what,
have
you
to
just-
play the same emotion, but
With you saying that, I can see you in the bathroom mirror and Deb walking in as you're screaming all that, just practicing to yourself.
yeah,
What's going on? She just looks at you like, "What the fuck did I marry?" And
real.
walk away.
funny thing is,
all he
she knew
does
that she
is
got
lay on his back when I try to get him excited. Now he's streaming in the mirror and
Yeah, I
getting
do.
all animated.
I'd do anything to lay on my back right now.
Hey.
Heyo. This is brought to you by Blue Chew.
Right? Can't wait. I can't wait to get sponsors. Hey, we're listened to a bunch. Our statistics are out of this world. You know how out of this world they are? We gotta go to 7 different fucking spots to give us all different answers. Fucking ridiculous.
And Bober, that's inside baseball just for you.
Yeah. I know this is a old hat by now, but I just want to point out that Gunther's entrance at Mania looked like a fucking. I think there's a reason they gave him an hour and 10 at Rumble. They gave him, because if you think about his entrance, the camera panned out, the background went like all, tyrant style or whatever you want, dictator, I guess. And he just stood there, paused, put his arm behind his back. He was there by himself. The other guys were off to the side. And they changed the background to like a Coliseum. Like, I'm just saying, dude, that was a sick ass entrance. Wonder what they're doing with that guy. Give him an hour and 10, number 1 to number 29, or like last man eliminated. Great entrance. They beat the dog shit out of each other in that match. Great victory. I'm just saying, I'm a fan of what they're doing with that dude, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I have a feeling Mr. Lesnar could be on his horizon.
Oh, perfect. But who do you root for?
A great match.
Yeah.
But, who better to talk about great matches and all this, in ring and out of ring and all of this stuff in between than our in ring performer, Adam. So, Adam, take it away.
All right, so we had a bunch of wrestling in the month of March, and it was real hard for me to pick just one match because Kenny Omega, what's his name?
Vikingo.
Vikingo. I actually had his full name right here. It's
El
Hijo Vikingo.
Professional podcast.
Fucking.
So
yeah, Adam's right.
Instead of one match, I honestly enjoyed the whole Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor pay-per-view. Pretty much any match on that card is one that stands out to me. I mean, because there was no bad matches. Samoa Joe, Mark Briscoe was amazing. The Reach for the Sky ladder match, Claudio, Eddie Kingston, El Hijo, Vikingo, and Commander. I mean, just all of them. Wheeler Yuta, Shibata. Anytime Shibata is in the ring, I mean, he's amazing. Because, I mean, he's legit. He looks like a serious wrestler. And he's just a badass. So anytime Shibata's in the ring, I go for him. But just the whole card in general, the whole Ring of Honor card, Super Card of Honor, just the whole pay-per-view. And I just couldn't pick just one this month. And
it'd be cool to stream their pay-per-views.
The Ring of Honor pay-per-views are amazing.
It'd be cool to stream it. I kind of was wondering when Tony Khan's big announcement would be some streaming shit, but
Well, I'm glad they're doing their own stuff at Universal Studios now.
I want to give a shout out to Tony Khan for putting Vikingo out there, because honestly, God, yes, we are me, you, the three of us here, the four of us here, are all real big wrestling fans, and even we. Let's face it, we're not all. The more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. Okay, and a great example is a guy like this that he puts in the main event of a Dynamite that a lot of guys don't know. And
he did AAA Mania like not that long, or whatever they call it. Sorry, I butchered that. Yeah.
He's a AAA championship.
Dude.
What I'm getting at is he's not a mainstream name, obviously. And we know a lot, but we still know nothing. And he puts him on there, and now that guy's famous.
I agree with Conrad. Like, you don't know nobody until you see him.
Yeah, exactly true.
If anybody watched that match, like, well, I don't know who this is, so I'm going to hate it. You're fucking not a fan. Like, you're just not a fan. Like, nobody hates wrestling more than wrestling fans is a joke. And sometimes that's fucking real. Because if you watch that match with him and Omega, like, bitter as fuck because you didn't know who it was, you're missing out on how fucking great it was,
man.
That is so stupid to me. Like, well, I don't know this guy, so... They said the same when Mansoor took on Moxley. Y'all remember that? Who's this no-name guy taking on Mox? Like, fucking... there's a reason they're there. Like, there's a reason they're there. Tony Khan's not drawing names out of a fucking hat. Like, there's a reason they're there. I just don't
know that my wife and I did mansplaining. People don't know that. It's on the ad-free network.
Right? This is right after that, the Ric Flair's last match pay-per-view where he won the boot.
What I'm getting at is good for Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Taking chances, man. Take chances with great talent.
People say he dirt sheet books and like, oh, the fan matches and not no story. But I'm kind of glad that he, like, at least he gives people the opportunity to be on his TV. He's had what, NWA on there, Ring of Honor, obviously he bought it. He's had all these different promotions
Impact.
on there. Actually,
Bro.
Dan Ball's been on there like a bunch of times. I mean,
Thunder
he'll
Rosa-
take chances and have people on there. And I like that about it.
Putting Thunder Rosa on there is similar. It's
Thunder
similar.
Rosa,
Not-
yeah.
You know, she was.
She had the
in not-
title. Didn't she have the NWA Women's title?
had the
Yeah,
on
she's
NWA
this
NWA
show?
champion.
and she beat Britt Baker when Britt Baker was huge, and Thunder Rosa wasn't even part of AEW. He's got
Like, I
balls,
like-
man.
And like we were saying to AJ, it raises all, like that type of stuff, cross promotion, everything raises everybody.
Yeah.
GCW and New South do shit together all the time. You think they do that to fucking like kill the business? I mean, what the fuck?
I want to see Konosuke Takeshita get a damn good push because that dude is amazing.
That's true.
I mean, he's legit one of the best wrestlers on AEW. And the fact that he brought Tanahashi to Ring of Honor, and then, like I said, Shibata, I mean, dude, and that's how you get people known. Bringing them from Japan or wherever they're from, and putting them on mainstream TV. That's how you get these people widely known. Shibata's
Oh
been
hell,
around for years.
Okada made the appearance before Forbidden Door. Don't remember people bitching about that. Yeah, but somebody else makes an appearance. Let's just lose our damn minds. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's just
AR
so
Fox,
dumb.
Blake Christian, and Metalik versus the Embassy. AR Fox is probably one of the best top 5 wrestlers in the world. And he's just now getting a chance to show what he can do on TV. I mean, he's legit. He's innovative. He's a damn good coach. I mean, I'd love to be in the ring with him because he's amazing. But just that whole Ring of Honor card, it was just amazing. So if y'all got, if you can carve out 2 or 3 hours to watch it, I definitely would.
I'll make the time. Thanks, Adam. That was awesome, man. You got us talking for sure.
No, I just couldn't pick one,
Yeah.
man, because March and April is just so much wrestling.
There is a lot, man. There really is.
Maybe we should make it more than once a month. We do this then. It's not a bad segment to do from an Ingrid
Well, hey,
performer.
when there's good shit, that's what. Whenever there's good shit, throw it in there.
Back to you, James.
I'm down. Well, all
Fuck
right.
Devyn.
Well, now we're down to Devyn's time. So, Devyn, what are the kids watching? And hey, Devyn, while you do your demographic, I'm gonna go take a piss. So, Devyn, take it away. Fucking son of a bitch ass motherfucker ass shit.
Well,
Let me be here.
let's drink Nitro Pepsi.
My demographic is last tomorrow night. NWA 312 already happened.
Well, here's the thing. No.
I
Hey,
was sitting
fuck
down
you,
with
man.
Commando.
Oh, I went to Dynamite, and Dynamite was FDR won the belts, and it was amazing. Because I did. I was laying in
I
bed.
went to Woodstock.
I
was
seen
laying in
Sammy
bed,
Guevara and
you know,
Commando.
like, I've got to go to sleep. And when FTR won, I popped. I popped a big laying in bed. Yeah,
I
this
love
son of a
it.
bitch is at Dynamite. Can't even be on the damn show. With
I
the,
love that he
with
said,
the guest he booked, and he's the NWA fan. What a fucking ass. With that being said, gonna go piss.
James, how about he said he was going to breakfast and it was like 11:30 and he hadn't left yet. I'm like, okay, you're not going to be on the show.
Hey, shout out to Erica for this is an Erica thing. She kept him. I'll put my face
I'm
back
not
on
mad at
camera.
Erica. I'm mad at
Get
Devyn.
that fro wrong. She kept him from us. With that guy, like, yeah, but he's Mr. NWA. What a fucking whatever.
So in the meantime, James, you go ahead and take a piss. I'll
Yeah, this
introduce
is
Mike.
Eric. Erica was like, hey, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, and subconsciously she wanted him to miss this episode. She did. But yeah, Pita.
So
There's
now
a
as
leak in the
everybody's
sink.
hungry, Mike, what's on the menu at this meet?
Asshole, I didn't want to miss Mike's meeting.
Fuck you, dude. You
Oh
got
my
a
God.
piss. What do you want
Let's,
from me?
let's do it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this easy this week. This week, I'm gonna say, call Pizza Hut, order a pizza, get you some wings, get you a couple of sides, sit down, spend time with the family. With that note, I'm gonna take that Mike's Meat Minute and steal a little bit from Road Dogs podcast and a thankful minute. And as some of y'all know, I had a rough week this past week. And I just want to take this time to thank everybody, all y'all listeners, all you ad free show people, you three, Devyn, thank you for being there. Y'all been out there, y'all been supportive of me. And I just want to say thank you. It really means a lot. All the private messages and everything, it helped me. And to you three today, I know Devyn couldn't be here. He would if he could. This right here today has helped me out a lot. This right here, I needed this. I really did. I was talking to Brad earlier, wasn't for sure if I could do it, I really needed this. And thank you. I love y'all. You guys are like family to me. You guys are my brothers. Y'all Kick Out Crew, Ad Free Show family, you guys are my family. And I just want to say thank you.
What we're here for, brother.
Hey, man,
Absolutely.
Kick out it too, bro.
You've had a week, man. You've had a week.
You got it too.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to
It's going
say.
to take time. That's, it's just going to take a little time, and then keep on the right path and do what you need to do. And it's just going to, it's always going to be, it's just going to take a little time. Like, you can't erase it. It's just going to, you just got to
get away. But, I have you guys here as family helping me get through everything. So,
and this is therapeutic, ain't it, Mike?
It is.
This is very therapeutic. I know, man. I know.
It's been a hell of a week, not just the day it's happened. It's, like I said, it was a thing at work. It's been dealing with these people, interview with these people, meetings with these people, and time over, so it's been hard, but I've had everybody here, everybody on ad free shows and everything that's been right there for me. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
I know you've talked about it a lot, and obviously all that stuff, why I wasn't really going to even broach it. But, I always make sure to put in our description of our episodes, sit back, relax, ease your mind, or take a break from life, or, whatever. Fucking AJ said it earlier. I, obviously reiterated it. But that's, we need sometimes that just we need a moment to not worry about everything. You know what I mean? And I think wrestling provides that. I think a lot of things that are entertaining maybe take your mind off a bunch of stuff. Like the way you put it, it really is that's the truth behind it all.
Yes.
This
and
is
that's, one thing, like with Beth, she knew I needed this. So these, 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on who we have on for our guests, she good, right?
2 hours was good.
But she knows this right here, you guys, the Kick Out Crew is my escape from everything. I let everything go, whether it's a good week, bad week, whatever it is. This is my escape, and this is my time. And so, I give her all the credit. She makes sure she takes care of the kids and everything else. I want to thank her too for doing stuff like that. And even for tonight, this is my escape. Wrestling is my escape. But talking to you guys, talking to our fans, and doing this, it cuts life out. And I can just enjoy the moment. And that's what I love doing. And I love y'all. So, like I said, once again, thank y'all.
Oh, yeah. Real life is always going to be there, man. So that's why we just provide that escape,
Mm-hmm.
Real life ain't going nowhere, but why not just take a break, enjoy some shit, focus on the good and everything, and then give yourself a time to drop the weight a little bit where it's just not weighing you down, all the time. But yeah, for sure, that's what I think from the feedback I've heard and all that stuff. I think that's what it provides it for me, for sure. I'm not going to speak for everyone here. I would assume it provides a lot of escape and just that's what it's about, man. Come together, camaraderie, and just everything else can fuck off for a second. And let's just focus on this and have a good time. Erase everything. because they'll be there waiting on you for sure.
No doubt.
They're there. They ain't going nowhere. So just a little break, and I think it's a therapeutic, and it's what a lot of us need.
True.
I'm glad you were here tonight. Man. Didn't know.
Thank you.
Wasn't
I'm
gonna
glad
ask.
you're here too.
Didn't really. Not even. I'm not broaching it because, like I said, it's an escape. You deal with that shit. You know, like you're dealing with that. So I wasn't even gonna touch it because you've heard it.
And this
enough.
right here, it's been a pleasure. So thank you.
But fuck you, Devyn.
100%.
Yeah.
Shit.
Cheers, that.
We probably could have dribbled in a guest too. That's how bad Devyn fucked this up. Here's your Easter egg.
Speaking of eggs,
All right. So, James.
What did I? You got a recipe?
He already did it.
Yeah, I did it. I said
motherfuckers. I wanted to piss
I said
during
call-
Devyn's demographic.
Actually, he did.
I said call Pizza Hut. Order a pizza, order some sides, and sit down with the family. Have a good.
That's right.
Yeah, you were here.
Hey, some of my favorite times, and shout out to my dad, but some of my favorite times were as a kid. You know, parents are divorced. Obviously, we do weekends. Go to Dad's, get some pizzas. You get the little white, the plastic things. You know, like you act like they're a table. You know, little white deals in the pizza box, the plastic things. You know, me and my sister playing, like we'd be building shit with dominoes, or you know, just like playing with toys and stuff. Kicking it with Dad, watching TV. You know, sometimes wrestling, and you know, like it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. Real shit.
That's true.
And as we reflect on things, we definitely know next week, depending how you view it, is it 1 year or would the next one be? I don't really know. But it will be it'll be episode 52, and that basically marks 1 year of this.
Yeah.
And
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I'm gonna save a lot of my sentiments for next week, because we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, we really planned on having a big plan. And then of course life gets in the way of that. So we don't know yet. And we're actually not recording till the following Sunday. So we have about 10 days before we have to worry about it. And
if you have any ideas, it'll be fuck it. If you have any ideas.
All I know is this: it's going to be an excellent show.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be
a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm doing it for y'all because you know what?
1 year.
Yeah, thanks, Devyn.
I speak with a lot of heart and emotion, and there's a lot of things that mean a lot to me. And obviously, I wear my shit on my sleeve. I don't sugarcoat or hide how I feel about something. And there's a lot of. I've been thinking about a couple things I want to say next week, so really can't wait to. Yeah, there's a lot of Adam, Devyn, Mike, Brad, even our long lost compadre Rosie. Life gets in the way, everything happens, but I can't begin to describe what this past year has been, and hopefully I'll be able to convey it next week. And I'm just gonna leave that little tease because we're not there yet.
One thing for sure is your show.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed mine and Ben's April Fool's joke.
Fuck.
Oh, that's a good one too.
An April Fool's Day payoff, James.
Yeah, I know.
There it was for you.
Boy.
I think that was a happy accident.
And it even got us on the show. Let me tell you. There's it got a lot of us on the show. I'll tell you that much. The rib was all over.
Never believed a word of it, no matter what you said there, Adam.
Uh-huh.
Freaking jokes. You don't get mad at anything. Literally don't get mad at anything.
I get mad at my cousin and his dumbass girlfriend.
I got Allison.
That is true. Adam has got twice. There's 2 episodes in the archives. You can hear
get mad at my cousin and his dumbass girlfriend.
Oh, that's true.
She's on the
couch right there. That couch right there.
Right there.
I got Allison
propaganda on one, and then the next episode she's on the roof.
They were worried. We got Megan talking to James about how immature you are. Like, seriously, man. You had everybody going. I'm like, guys, just let this play out, please, because this is too stupid to be real. I'm just thinking that to myself.
There was a lot. I'm telling you, when I got that screenshot, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was about 7 shades of pissed when I got that screenshot, and I was like, well, not the fact that the screenshot, but the replies I was getting about the screenshot.
And it turned into something
like,
else too.
This is
like,
not good. And then I'm just like, yeah, hey, you know.
Anyway, great job, Adam. And then after you guys did the April Fool's thing and said it, I'm like, why is there 24 minutes left in this freaking video? What else are you guys going to talk about? Then it was like a joke off. I'm like, oh, this is tremendous. Anyway, as you always do.
Bravo.
And it started as I like how this whole like your show thing like started as kind of a joke. And then, you know, who's the host and what's this? And well, your show. And then it kind of just took a life of its own. And now it really is like everybody's show. Like it really is. Like y'all listening and on the video version, we're not joking when we say it's your show. Like a lot of it runs through the fans. We can blab to each other all the damn day. You know, that really doesn't matter. But we love the feedback. We love our friends as guests. We love having guests. Like it's just it's your show. Like we're just people. You know what I'm saying? It's your show. Like, you know, when you're on the show, when you're tweeting the show, when you're texting us, Discord, we do have a Discord channel, like all that stuff. It's your show. Like we love that interaction stuff with our fans because y'all are friends. You know? Hey, I like to hear.
When you hate the show. It's still your show.
When we fuck something
up. You gotta listen to hate it. So if you hate it, you're listening.
Exactly.
Like Howard Stern always said, half the people listening to love them, half the people listening because they hate them.
Hey man, and I'm glad for all of our 50 viewers. You know what I'm saying? And hope we can grow that.
Exactly.
Shout out to that troll.
Oh yeah.
And
man.
And you know, while we're thanking people, let's thank Ben for putting a good little Facebook page for all of us to put our podcast on.
Yeah,
because that's what we do. We are there to share our fan.
It's a community group. You know what I'm saying?
This page is not endorsed by
That's why it's there. Thank you, Ben.
Endorsed by every shows, but
part
definitely
of
got some feedback from a certain person who may be a guest, but definitely got some feedback on you know that.
All right.
Shout out to Zipbro Codes.
Right?
Okay, I thought you had it right for a minute. I had to think about it. Anyway, James, I think we've rambled on.
I wish we'd fuck up everybody's shit. Like, yeah, shout out to Water Dave. They're doing good stuff there. You know, shout out to podcast free filters. You know, like all that. But we do, and that's another thing. We do have a lot of friends doing podcasts, and it's a lot of like I don't know, man.
And we do it for fun. We know we're not.
We can go on and on and on.
We all have jobs. We have jobs.
Week, you know.
Yep.
Shout out to all the friends.
That's it.
All right,
and
James.
TJ Stevens. I know you're not listening, but shout out, bro. Yeah. I like TJ a bunch. He's a cool dude. Not talking shit on Dave or Timmy or every other motherfucker that we know that has a podcast. But yeah, good people. And
with that, James,
we have. So yeah, episode 52 is gonna be fun on your show. That's all I'm saying. You know why we don't? Hey, this is another thing I want to give to our fans. If you have ideas for us, fucking send them. There's a reason I say like send your recipes, send your matches, send your ideas, because it'd be awesome if you know what you want to hear on your show. So we're always open, welcome, and receptive. So do y'all want to plug your own shit, or you want me to just do the?
Yeah, I like when you do it.
Nah. Yeah, you go ahead and do it.
Well, if you want to figure out what the people are watching, granted, this asshole's not even on the show today, but if you want to figure out what he's watching or whatever that seems to be pop culture relevant or prevalent or whatever fucking pay-per-view comes out, because he does that most of the time, you can reach him at Devyn D19. That is Devyn. You can reach him. Glad you can see him on the episode today, so you know what he looks like. Glad he recruited our guest today with all the emails and stuff.
It was my
fun.
idea.
But yeah, that is Devyn D19 for Devyn's demographic. Is there something that just grinds your motherfucking gears. You know what I mean? And just something like pieces of everyday life, like a little bit of Seinfeld, a little bit of Curb, and a little bit of Real. You know? Well, Brad sure can relate to it because that's some rain-staining type shit right there. And Lord knows, life is always full of surprises. There's always something going on. If you want to talk like an in-ring performer, well, hell, we have one of those. If there's a bonus interview that you just can't get enough of, or if there's an interview that you would like to see maybe Adam pursue, I mean, my goodness, that is Adam from Bama. You know it. I know it. If there's some jokes that are funny, well, why don't you show it to Adam_from_Bama. He's doing great shit with interviews, bonus episodes, all kinds of shit like that. Killing it. And, around he'll be around a couple of these shows here too. Well, wherever. You know what I'm saying? But what better way to watch wrestling? It was some food. You got Mike's Meat Minute. What better way to do a couple watch-alongs on your show? That's right. We do bonus watch-alongs on your show. You just got to hit up Mike, and we'll work something out. Will the whole crew jump on there? You never fucking know, because damn near everybody did the last time. Sans me, I guess. But, yeah, there's a lot of fun on those watch-alongs. It's a little more laid back, a little more, I don't know how you can be more laid back than this, but, Mike is there with Mike's Meat Minute with some food for your wrestling fun. Mike's there with bonus episodes of Watch Along for your wrestling fun. And how do you get a hold of him? Well, that is Whitaker1028 on Twitter. Hit him up, spread some ideas. And, if you want to do a watch along and a match, he'll more than likely do it because, hey, why not? It's your show, right? Boom. And that being said, I am James L. Corai. The worst part of the show is me talking about me. But, I am James L. Corai, and we are the Kickout Crew. You can reach us on Twitter at Kickout Crew. You can email shows, suggestions, or whatever you want to just chat. KickoutCrewPod@gmail.com. You can follow us on the TikTok and the Instagram, Kickout Crew something, I'm assuming. And, when life gets you down and you run out of breath trying to shill every damn thing for about a minute and a half, you kind of feel a little like the pressure, like, like seeing things are pushing down on you. Like things are just like, sometimes they may seem unbearable, but you know what? They're really not unbearable because although things are pinning you down, you're the one that kicks out at two. They don't have the power. They just pin you. You're the one that makes a decision to kick out, not them, you. So when life pushes you down and everything feels like it's weighing down, well, just find that power within yourself. Throw that shoulder, baby. Kick out at two. Because when life gets you down, you just kick out at two. That's what you do. That's what we do. And that's what we all do. You know why? Because it's your show, the Kickout Crew. Want to thank AJ for being on. Want to thank Devyn for not. And, can't wait to see everybody for next week. And, you know what? Have a fucking kick-ass week. Because you know why?
1 year.
And I guess that's it. So we'll see you next time.